Hey, everybody, it's the coach, and this is Monday Night Football.
We are just a few miles from the Gulf Coast of Florida at Raymond James Stadium here in Tampa. Tonight, we wrap up Week 3 with a good Monday nighter here between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's an Indian summer afternoon, perfect conditions for football, and off we go on EA Sports. Now it's Adam Humphries on the return. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And on the ground they go with the running back. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Okay, there's a tone setter. First play from scrimmage, stuff him in the backfield.
You know what they were doing last night in the hotel room? Visualizing exactly that. That's what they were thinking about. Making that play, having leverage, lower than the offensive lineman, getting into the offensive backfield, knocking someone down. Just what you said, setting the tone early for this game.
Jeez, you are fired up.
When I see a play like that, I can't help it.
A tough spot here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun, Winston. This is caught by Jackson. They juked him. So he got free of one tackle but couldn't do a whole lot else. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. And Deshaun Jackson, he's been a friend of Ryan Fitzpatrick so far this year. He's been targeted 9 times for 2 games, and he has caught all 9 balls.
Like the percentage.
Very good.
I mean, that's pretty strong, isn't it? How about against the Eagles? Would you call this another big game? 4 catches, 129 yards, another long touchdown of 75. He's now caught 7 touchdown passes of 75 yards or more in his career. Ties him with Jerry Rice, of course, and Terrell Owens for the most of that type of touchdown pass since the merger. Deshaun Jackson and his deep speed always scares people. Didn't connect on it last year. He's off to a terrific start in 2018.
Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. First carry for James Conner. And he's able to get across midfield and down into Buccaneer territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. For James Conner, Week 1, he was great. 135 yards, a pair of scores. Week 2, didn't approach those kinds of numbers. Not that you would hold him to that level again.
No, not at all. And the hard part for him, because he only had 17 yards on the ground, he did score 1 rushing touchdown. But he had to get involved in the passing game more because they were down big to Kansas City right out of the gate. So the ball had to be thrown. Big Ben threw it 60 times. That means you're not turning around and handing it to James Conner in the running game as often as they would like.
And a peek now at the offense for Pittsburgh.
A big reason this team led the league in offense, their offensive line. Monster strength. 3 Pro Bowlers last year in Alejandro Villanueva, David DeCastro, and Marquise Pouncey. Kept their quarterbacks upright to throw it downfield and caused a lot of holes for their runners.
No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. They're going on 4th down. It's Roethlisberger. And James has it. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it. But in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, 2nd down. This is what the defense is going to look like for Tampa Bay. Now, they've been pretty much a mess against the pass, number 31 in the league.
And those are the kind of plays that this unit needs to make because they know that going against a team of this magnitude and the way that they're playing, they cannot afford to let them get on a roll early. Chip away at their timing.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. A good pickup there of 20 yards. A first opportunity for the Steelers in the red zone. They have a 1st and 10 at the 18. Now Roethlisberger to throw. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Tampa Bay comes back out onto the field here. And, Charles, we revisit a topic you and I had a couple of weeks ago when we were looking at Tampa Bay's first 3 games, and we kind of said, hey, if they get out of there with 1 win, that's a success. Well, they're 2-0 right now.
Yeah, we did say that, didn't we? But what did we actually think? I'll ask you first.
0-3.
That's what I thought. Definitely, I thought it was going to be an 0-3 start, and then Winston would come back, and they'd have to start over again. Now, instead, they're 2 to the good. Possibility of being 3-0. I don't know that you make a change with Ryan Fitzpatrick right now. I think he has taken over that team, and as hot as he's been, Jameis Winston will have to earn his way back.
Yeah, the movement there coming from the middle of the line.
And you understand he wants to get off the ball quickly, but the ball's right in front of him. He has to watch it move first.
3 down. Hey, ready. Ready.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he stopped immediately there. T.J. Watt in on the tackle. And we get a glance now at the Buccaneer offense.
And tight end O.J. Howard is just scratching the surface of his potential. Great combo tight end. Can get downfield and make the big catches and the long gainers, but also can block at the point of attack.
Second down, Winston. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. We take a glance now at the starters on the defensive side of the ball for Pittsburgh. Against the pass, they're toward the middle of the league, number 15 in the NFL.
Yeah, this has been a good defense, but they're going to have to really prove it in this one because guess what? They're facing the number 1 passing offense in the NFL. It's definitely a prove-it day for them.
On 3rd down, it's Barber, and he'll get nothing out of that one. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Now Ben hit, and he lost the football. It's loose. Back with Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin. It's Steeler football to begin quarter number 2, but they face a 2nd and long to start things out. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Over the middle here to Brown. And they're going to get this one up to the 35-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Now a play fake here on 1st down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. Well, we got a second here after that incompletion. Let's have a little fun. I know you saw Ryan Fitzpatrick's get up in the post-game press conference after week 2.
And we're not talking about the beard this time.
No, well, that was part of the ensemble. We're talking about the trappings, aren't we? How about that outfit? Those were Deshaun Jackson's clothes, is that right?
That's my understanding. Clothes, jewelry, shades, the whole deal. He came out and paid homage to his guy who got him a 75-yard touchdown pass in the game.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 44.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
And they'll run it here. And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Winston. That is caught at the 7-yard line. Winston and Humphreys connecting there for a Tampa Bay first down. Jameis to throw it. That's caught at the 2. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. Cameron Brate, his first touchdown here in the new campaign. And the Bucs are able to strike for 6. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Extra point up and good by Catanzaro. And it's now a 7-0 game. On the return, it's Juju Smith-Schuster. And a nifty return there as he's all the way up past the 40-yard line.
Now that's the kind of return you're looking for. To get to that spot on the field, that allows you to do a lot of things on offense.
Well, let's take a closer look at the start that the Steelers have had this season as they come back onto the field here. We talked about it. They're 0-1-1. The tie to the Browns, the loss to KC, and now all of a sudden you got the Ravens coming in, and that looks like a game now that they can't really afford to lose.
And they don't want to look ahead. They need to focus on the Ravens and find a way to get a win. But if they do, after that, they're home for Atlanta, and then they're at Cincinnati, who has jumped into the fray this year as a contender in the AFC North. So plenty of work for the Steelers to do. Too early to give up on them. Their pedigree's too good, but it's not too early to focus in on Baltimore. They need this win.
And the AFC North looking a lot more intriguing than most thought a couple of weeks ago. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Now Roethlisberger to throw on 2nd down. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd. They go play action with Roethlisberger. And he'll find Washington. That's complete. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. His first catch, good for 9 and a first down. Now it's Roethlisberger. Throw left side, taken in by Washington. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Again, it's Roethlisberger. And incomplete. He tried to leave it underneath, nearly got picked. They may be lucky to have that one back. 3rd down. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down. Roethlisberger coming up with a 1st and 10. And he's 6 of 7 now on this drive. Roethlisberger will hand the counter. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Off the play fake. Here's Roethlisberger. Rolling to his left. He's going to go up top for the end zone. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up third.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
And that is incomplete. Ryan Smith right there defensively.
It's never a bad idea to try and get it to Antonio Brown, but there must be a little bit of the Madden curse going on for our cover athlete here. Hasn't been able to get that elite separation that we're used to seeing from him.
Fourth down. Here's Roethlisberger. And my goodness, this is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Buccaneers defense holds and they get the football back.
Well, taking a glance across the NFL through 2 weeks of the season, you've got quite a few teams that are winless, which obviously makes sense 2 weeks in. But the John Gruden era not off to the best start there at 0-2, Charles.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that, Brandon. I mean, the Raiders, I believe this is the 15th time in franchise history they've started 0-2. None of the previous 14 times have they started 0-2 and made the playoffs. So the John Gruden era, not off to the start they're looking for, but I do think they're going to improve during the year. I wouldn't rule them out just yet. They might make a little bit of history with their franchise. I think the Steelers and the Browns at 0-1-1, it's an odd record, but the Browns actually feel halfway decent about it if they can fix their kicking. The Steelers, utterly disappointed they're 0-1-1.
Yeah, but the Browns, you're right, they could very easily be 2-0 right now.
The last catch did get 3, but they're still left needing 7 yards on third down. Working out of the gun, Winston. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up fourth down.
And what did we talk with them about prior to the game? Their ability to move the chains, pick up first downs. So far, 0 for 3 on third down. If that continues, they have little chance of winning this one.
It's a net of 40 there, a punt of 48, and a return of 8. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. 2nd and 10 now. It's Roethlisberger finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. Here's Roethlisberger. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls when you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1.
And the Buccaneers getting ready to go as they take the field.
They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
First down throw for Winston. He hits Rodgers in the flat. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. From the shotgun, it's Winston. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
Well, that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively, as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down.
Ready. Blue ready. What's up? Let him go.
And they'll go on the ground. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this third and long play, as we'll get a timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. The Bucs on third down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 11. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. Here's Brian Anger now. He's been terrific so far. And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. It'll be just an 18-yard punt. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. So good field position for the Steelers as they come up 1st and 10. Final play of the half. It's Roethlisberger. And they get to him with a pressure as Roethlisberger goes down. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. They'll throw now on the final play. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. And we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. So we've hit halftime here in Tampa with the Bucs out in front. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And a good effort on the return there. Gets them across the 30 to the 33-yard line. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up. And we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. Now Roethlisberger on first down. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And incomplete. Crisis averted. Almost picked. Instead, second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. 1 yard, the official pickup there, so it's going to set up 3rd and 9.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Now Roethlisberger. He gets it to Brown. Complete. And they're able to get this one down to the 25. A gain of 26 on the 3rd down conversion. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
That defensive front four has been very good. They've just not let the running game get going, have they?
Not at all. In fact, the entire offense just looking a little bit out of sync in this one.
Yeah, sometimes this is why coaches like 4-down defensive linemen. They feel like they can cover more ground when defending the run.
This will be caught at about the 6. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. As his guys are in for 6. And the Steelers are an extra point away from tying this thing up. And there they got him the ball. Just get it to him, let him do the rest.
You know, he probably said that to his quarterback as he broke the huddle. I like the play call. Just get it to me. I'll take care of the rest of it.
Helping out his rack, right? RAC?
Run after catch. And he loves that. And he's going to carry that in at contract time.
Boswell good with the extra point. And we are tied at 7. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. So all square here in this 3rd quarter as the kick's away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the 2nd half. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out by a few inches. That'll be a 1st down.
Whenever we meet with coaches and they always talk about wanting to establish running the football, it's oftentimes really good tight end who can control the line of scrimmage and the point of attack, and they're becoming harder to find because the colleges are giving us a whole lot of receiving tight ends, former wide receivers who can run, not necessarily block very well. In this case, though, we saw 2 tight ends on the field, both of them with the ability to block, and he ran the ball successfully behind that power set. I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
He gets it to Humphries. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A Buccaneer 1st down as Winston hooks up with Humphries. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Now a handoff looking right. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. 2 yards gets them back to where they started, but now 3rd and 10. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Ready, blue ready.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. This is caught by Jackson. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. 23 yards on the play.
Okay, what can't Deshaun Jackson do? All right, we know about the catches. We just saw another one there. Also gets involved in the return game, and he can break big plays like that. We've seen him do it throughout.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. T.J. Watt leading the surge there. He drops him for a loss of 6. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case...
Back now in Tampa. All even as we get ready to start the 4th. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
And this is going to be incomplete. A pretty good coverage there, and both of these defenses, they've had good coverage throughout this one.
No doubt about it, and in today's NFL, where we're used to a bit more scoring, this feels almost like a well-pitched game in baseball on both sides where the tension continues to build. Who's going to make the big play?
So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
And the Steelers set to take the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. They stay on the ground. Here's Connor again. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. So he loses 3 yards there. Now third down. This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check, haven't they?
They certainly have, and what they'll also do when this game is over is thank the guys up front, the big defensive line, because they've kept them clean, so to speak. Not letting blockers get to them, allowing them to run to the football and keep that running game bottled up.
Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. And they're able to convert on third with a solid gain of 23. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. It's complete to Brown, right side. And he's brought down. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. Roethlisberger now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. Man open left side is Brown. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. A good pickup there at 22. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get 4 there down to about the 12-yard line.
Offside, defense.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Roethlisberger. And incomplete.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. Here's a former 1,000-yard rusher, Stephen Ridley. And once again, he'll get possibly back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And it's caught. It's Brown. Touchdown, Steelers. Antonio Brown, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Steelers have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. That's why you've got your star out there. Throw the ball to him. They did.
That's simply saying we don't care what coverage you put out there. He's so good. We're going there with the football anyway, and there's not a thing you can do about it.
Inside the red zone, they go to him. He gets it done. Extra point put through by Boswell. And the lead is now 14-10. Boswell on now to kick this one away. This will be taken way up by the 25. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. The first carry here for Jaquiz Rodgers. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
The best offenses and the ones that win are ones that make adjustments. And right now, I think this team needs to open things up.
As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. From the gun, Winston. He finds Humphries. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So a challenge is upon us. I tell you, close game, 4th quarter. This is a huge decision.
Oh, no doubt about that, partner. A lot has to be riding on this call. And you know it is a tight one because it has to be indisputable visual evidence in order to change it. Now here's the big question. Do they actually have that evidence?
We're about to find out. Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
So it's Buccaneer football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. First down, Winston. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. The intended target was Chris Godwin. And that'll bring up 2nd down. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark, really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here? Or is it just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
Just a couple there on the 2nd down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation. Back to throw. That is caught inside the 5. And he'll be out of bounds all the way down at the 5-yard line. They need a touchdown, but also have to be wary of leaving too much time for Roethlisberger. Here's 1st and goal. Back to throw. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. Oh, it's caught. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal. He's back to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Jonathan Bostic in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. He'll look to throw. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
I do know that Joe Hayden was used to winning a lot of games at the University of Florida. And when it comes time for a big play in a big situation, he wants to be that guy, and he just pulled it off.
Yeah, he pulled it off, indeed. A huge interception to help put this game on ice. Oh, Roethlisberger going to throw. To the right side, incomplete to Washington. And now the Bucs deciding to take a timeout defensively, as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Roethlisberger to throw. Throw left side, taken in by Washington. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game.
66.
Now it's Roethlisberger. He's going deep for Brown. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Here's Roethlisberger. He's going to air one out. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow.
Snickers, you got to spin. Jackson, 30.
Throwing now is Roethlisberger. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. A big gain there, and that should certainly be enough to put this one in the win column. It's 1st and goal, and a late touchdown at this stage could officially salt this one away. To throw again is Roethlisberger. This will be caught at about the 5. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Roethlisberger going to throw it. And he almost had it defensively. Could have been a game changer there in this 2nd half. Instead, it's 3rd down.
I think he's taking an awful chance with the football right there. You've got to lead, you've got to protect it, and he's taking chances putting it out there in a little bit of jeopardy.
Especially in a spot like this, 4th quarter, as you said, trying to cling to that advantage.
Yeah, that one probably should.
And he's across for the late touchdown. And in the final seconds, that one should just about put a capper on this game.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you've still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you've got to feel good about your chances.
Boswell good with the extra point, and that makes it a 21-10 game. So an 8-play drive covering 80 yards. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. And the Buccaneers able to recover. Their hands team does its job. Well, 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. One last shot now for Winston. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. They were going for a consolation TD, but it was not to be. And time has run out now on this game. Well, Charles, it's great to win at home in the NFL. When you win on the road, it's a little extra special, isn't it?
It is, because, let's face it, in most cases, you're not expected to go on the road and win in the National Football League. It just doesn't usually compute. So to get out there, get that done, and then head back to your city with one in the victory column, Oh, that's a fantastic feeling.
So for the Steelers, the preparation pays off as they pick up their first win on the year. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Baltimore Ravens. Meanwhile, for the Bucs, they suffered defeat for the first time as they dropped to 2-1. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at Soldier Field with the Chicago Bears. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.